I'm recording.
It's not so bad. We haven't started.
Well, I'm already recording, so actually we have.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this month on Shine, we're talking to different moms. So I thought it would be apropos to talk to my own mother. So this is Nona, for those of you who don't know, Carolyn Blackwell. She's my mom. And I have an older sister who you guys saw. She was actually the first Shine that we did. And Tracy's a Yale law professor. And then my younger sister is a PhD education. She's working at the Lincoln Land. So the one question that people always ask me is, how on earth did your mom raise 3 successful black women? Is there an answer? Is there a trick?
Well, I don't know if it's a trick or not, but when you proposed that, I was thinking it really says more about you all than it does me. But, you know, as far as raising you all, you 3, I don't know, it was kind of simple. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, it really was. It was like, I was talking to Bobby about it, and he says, Saturdays, you get to sleep in. Sundays is donuts and Sunday school. And the other 5 days is school. And then we involved you guys in as many extracurricular activities. Like when you were very young, you did piano. Tracy, I think she did Girl Scouts, and I don't know if you ever did Scouts.
I did for
or
a
not.
while, but yeah, the brownies just
Yeah, I
don't
know.
like the brownies.
But whatever kind. Oh, were you on a play? You were in school plays and Tracy school plays, just the extracurricular stuff, and giving you guys. I have to qualify this unconditional love because we loved you no matter what. But conditions on behavior and actions, you couldn't just do anything you want, but we loved you no matter what you want. But I don't think you guys, you were,
I mean, we had our moments.
You were not bad at all. I don't ever remember spanking you guys. Maybe Deanna a little bit. She was the youngest. Yeah, 1 or 2 in how many years? Yeah, so it was just being involved.
But you talk about school, like what was it? Like I know for us, there was no question you go to school and you have to do well.
But even elementary school and high school and being involved in your activities, you did basketball. We were at almost every basketball game. I think at that time Bobby was even president of the PTO of Springfield High with all those ladies.
Imagine that. Poppy was hanging out with the PTO. But I mean, was there anything else? Like I know for me, I don't think there was ever a time when you said I couldn't do something.
Right, yeah.
So I guess when people tell me, I was like, I don't think they ever told me I
couldn't do anything. I think that was it. We knew who you were, each one of you, because you were different. You, I think, was, when I think about you overall, you were the hard worker. I mean, you really, whatever you did, you put everything in it, which is kind of how you are now. Tracy was always, she did a lot of stuff, but it kind of came a little more easy for her. She would kind of figure it out. And Deanna was like the little sampler. I'm going to do this. I'm like, I don't like that. I think I'll go over here. But you're right, we never really said no to whatever you guys wanted to do. We tried to, just be in there with you.
Because we are so very different. Very different. Yeah. But there had to be, I mean, looking back, because this really, in our area, it's a little unusual to have 3 pretty successful in our own different rights.
Right.
I mean, there's got to be.
Well, you are. Don't be reluctant about saying
No,
that.
I'm not reluctant.
Yeah.
But I mean, when other people come to you, I mean, and they ask you, how do you do it, or what was the secret, or if you look back, or what can I do for my kids? Because that's what people ask me all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it says more about who you all are. Maybe you should be interviewing each one of your sisters, or have somebody to interview you to say what was it. I guess other than that, I would have to say my own mother. You know, Velma Carey. Everybody knows her.
Gigi.
You've seen her name. And also people around us, you know, the Betty Allens, the Jackie Ritchie's, Bobby's mom, Bobby's Aunt Doris, you know, family, you know, it was like you guys were always surrounded by, don't you think, people, aunts who would babysit you, or who would. And then I think Bobby and I probably were going to school maybe to get our masters and stuff. So you saw
Well,
us,
you guys were always doing
right? You
something
saw us
educated,
getting
yeah.
education, or you know, being involved in different community things and bringing you along with us. And I think that's why you all have such a sense of community and family. You know, now too, because now it's remembering all those people and what they brought.
Well, you
to
couldn't
us.
go somewhere like, you know, you would try to go hang out at the mall, and you try to be bad, or you see somebody and somebody like, aren't you Carolyn's daughter? Nikki, what are you doing over there? You better not be talking to so-and-so or whatever. So yeah, it was a lot different back then. Like everybody kind of kept everybody in check or in line.
Yeah. And I know when we moved here, you came with Bobby and actually stayed a year before, because I was finishing up my teaching tenure, my teaching contract, and I kept Tracy and Deanna with Bobby's mother. So again, family just kind of kicking in and supporting you and having your back, no matter what. I think it just kind of gave us that foundation. They gave to us, we gave to you, and now you guys are doing the same for your children and the community and your nieces and nephews, and you know, it just the cycle of life.
So how is it different though with your grandkids? And I say this because the stuff that I couldn't get away with, my kids get away with. You know, I remember Eli used to like climb on that table, and I'd be like, Eli, get off that table. He'd be like, oh no, honey, you can stay on that table.
Yeah.
Is it different?
Yeah, a little bit, but I was gonna say, in those days, we didn't have, well, of course, that would be more reason to have him get off the table. I don't think we had like a lot of nice things. I mean, we had what we needed. Nice, everybody had a room and everybody, but the couches and everything, they're probably about to fall down. That's why you did.
I think I took one of your couches and it was in my house for a long time.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
no,
we
I'm
just
like,
passed the old
right.
stuff.
If you can't live in it, it probably shouldn't be in your house. But just even trying to raise your grandkids in a way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you help.
Yeah, but we have more time to dote over them or to do things for them than, because when you think about it, we were, both Bobby and I worked and sometimes going to school. We had 3 kids, each one of you did different things. So, you know, it was pretty,
It's busy.
right. But now I can relax and look back and look at Rosa, look at Eli, look at Jordan and Jude, and just relax with it. And you know, maybe not as, I don't think I've ever been real uptight, but I'm really relaxed now and enjoying them. Not that I didn't enjoy you all, but you know, it was more of a job. Something I have to do. I don't. You guys raise your kids. I don't have to do all of that. But with you guys, you guys kind of came first, and and we had to make sure each one of you had.
How'd you get everybody
what
to
you
your
needed.
college? Like right now, I'm so glad I only have 2. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah. Tracy got a lot of scholarships. You got quite a few. Student loans, parent loans. Deanna probably didn't get as many, but you all were out. So
it's easier.
yeah, just get those loans. And
because I don't ever really remember a time discussing you're not going to college. Like to me, that was just
exactly. Yeah, it just was very natural. I don't know. To me, I don't see how we were all that different. But sitting here talking to you, maybe. But I mean, parents do the same thing with their kids now, and I don't know. I don't know if it was lucky, but again, I think it says more about you, Tracy, and Deanna as far as being the successes you are. I mean, 3 doctors. Wow.
Well, and Tracy set the tone. Don't get me wrong, because once you had her, you're like, well, gosh, I got to do something. You couldn't be, you couldn't lag that far behind.
But she always says you're the smartest. She did get her JD and go on teaching at Yale and all that stuff, but that medical career, it's got to be the hardest.
I do tell a story that and one of our English teachers, and I had a lot of papers, and I was doing basketball, and I would be up till all hours writing papers. So one time I got really lazy, and I took one of Tracy's old papers that she'd gotten an A, and I'll say it, Mrs. Rappel, in her class, and I took her paper and I just kind of rewrote it and handed it in, and I got like a C+.
Oh, really?
I was like, what? And then later she figured it out.
Yeah.
And she said, because I know you're better than that. And she said, and it might have been an A work for your sister, but that was a C+ work for you.
Oh,
and I was like,
all right, good.
So, but no.
Yeah. So, I don't know, really, Nikki. I think it just says more about you all than us. We were pretty normal, middle class, make sure you guys were good people. To me, that was the best thing. And hopefully we set an example, and Mom and Dad set an example for us, and it just kind of goes around. The circle of life. We should sing The Lion King right now.
No, I don't think we should. We will turn the camera off for that.
Right, yeah.
And I know you say it seemed very simple, but it's still a lot of hard work. I mean, for those of us that are still doing it with our kids. I mean, there's a lot of influences where your kids could go either way.
Yeah, maybe more today.
Oh,
and I know you hate to say that. Well, it's different today, but it really is. You guys didn't have cell phones.
Oh, no. We were so excited. We got a phone in our room that had our own line on it, and you could click it. Yeah. But only after we did really well with our grades, and we were doing, I don't think there was a sense of entitlement that I think
that people have now. Yeah. No, you guys worked hard, and you were good girls. Like I said, you said you got a spanking, but I don't remember.
I might have gotten 1 or 2. Usually it was Poppy saying, do you want your spanking, or do you want a lecture? So we would take a lecture, but then Poppy would
go on forever.
Like,
if
I would have taken that spanking, I'd be done by now.
Because he does.
Right. But no, I don't really remember. And I think just clear expectations of what was really expected of us. Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of punishments either.
I don't remember doing a lot. Well, I mean, I did some stuff, and you don't have to know all about it.
Yeah.
But we also had a good group.
And you had good friends.
Yeah,
exactly. Good friends. We lived in a great neighborhood on Dow Court. When we were in Champaign, we lived on L Street, which was,
we were pretty pretty blessed. We had some good neighborhoods.
Yeah, just a nice little. Remember what was that family's name lived next door to us? Older people too. They had the dogs. We went up to Michigan to their cabin.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, I
But
remember
just,
that.
you know, older generations, kind of. Then some young people lived across the street with that dog Gus and some other people. So I think just surrounding your kids with really older people, older generations, and young people and good people, that just makes the difference, I think. For us, it did. I don't know.
All right, I was hoping for some existential secret or something every day.
I do.
Well, I remember getting the orange slice and cod liver oil. Remember, you didn't want us to get sick. You'd give us that orange slice and cod liver oil.
Oh,
I always said that's how that was a secret.
Yeah, that was. And then the other thing about kind of peace of mind is I think I was going to school and Bobby was too. We got our mantra. Remember at the transcendental meditation?
Yeah, but then me and Tracy figured out we got the same word.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But this word.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think it's great. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. But, that's probably the one thing that people ask me, well, what did your parents do differently than others? And I'm like, I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I think, having a good grandmother and grandfather, which hopefully we try to be to you all. Good mom and dad had good friends. And we kind of made you guys, I think, make you feel or wanted you to feel like you were part of a world community. So I don't think you had any, you were proud of your blackness, but you also had the world represented around you. I remember Yosh Golden, the, Japanese, you had those kinds of friends. And
well, and you guys have Mr. Haven. He brought me fudge.
Right.
That was my grandmother's recipe. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I brought your grandma's fudge today. I'm like, I don't even have that recipe. How do you have that recipe?
and it is so good. I got some in the
phenomenal.
freezer now. I just take a little piece every week. I should say every day, but that's not good. But yeah, just surrounding yourself with different people and different religions. I remember Tracy, when she was the valedictorian, they gave the blessing. And so she didn't want to really offend anybody, so we went to Rabbi Marks. And Rabbi Marks gave her, I think he said to just say, not Jesus, or I can't even remember what, but he gave her the word to say that would encompass everybody, not just Jesus or Jehovah or whatever. So, I don't know, just making yourself available and being present with the kids and and in the community and involved. I think that was if there is a key for me. I don't know, I have to ask you guys. What do you think?
I don't know. I think, like I said, I know there was never, you can't do something. So even if you came home and said, hey, I wanted blah, 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 I think, you get that look like, okay,
how are we going to do that?
Let's figure it out. There was like, it wasn't, you can't do something. And I do remember we always ate dinner together.
Ate dinner together.
Even with practice.
Right.
So
and
I
you
do
had
remember
chores, but for me,
the
schoolwork was
messy.
I'd wash the dishes if you got a paper, or Bobby, he would clean up. And also, I think we welcomed your friends. We always had your friends over, because you had a lot of guy friends. Remember Ryan?
Oh my gosh. Well, Tracy's friend was Ryan. Chef Strand was my friend, and Vic Lanzotti and Jim McMahon and all those guys. Yeah, we had a really good group of friends. So.
Yeah. And we trusted you guys, and I think you lived up to that trust. I mean, you were good girls. Thank goodness.
And hopefully there's none of my friends watching that going, girl, your mama don't know.
keg in the backyard.
Yeah.
I don't even know who told us that. Was that
Probably
Catilix? Like, just want to let you
Which
know.
is funny because I never told on them about
Right.
their party, Barb.
Yeah.
So,
Just good
well,
neighborhood.
good. Well, that's good to know. Yeah,
Okay.
that was kind of easy.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Nona.
You're welcome, Nikki.
All right.
Oh, I got to see this. Oh, is it still on?
Yep. Yep, you're still on. Oops.